welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our quick show where we show you 10 of the biggest and best books that are releasing this week to your local comic book store, or if you shop with us at Infinity Flux, I had to think backwards. It's over
On
there,
this side.
infinityflux.net. You can go ahead and order these books. They are live up there right now, so when they're released on Wednesday, you don't have to worry about them selling out. You will already have your name on them. So, some really cool books this week, some interesting number ones, some continuations, so let's get into it.
We're going to start with Immortal Legend Batman number 1. We've been waiting for this one for a while, and it's very, very cool. So, this is a very sci-fi / Super Sentai take on the whole Batman mythos, and there's a little bit of a Western flavor in there as well, as we meet Mayor Harvey Dent and Sheriff Bruce Wayne on the planet Avoca. They are investigating a murder. There is this body that's been torn apart, basically. It doesn't look like something that a normal human could do, but it's not long before they run into the Immortal Legend Batman, who has a very serious accusation to make, and it's one that Dent and Bruce Wayne don't agree with, and it leads them into a very serious altercation. And then, of course, in the back, there is a explanation about what in the heck even is all this. How did it all come about? This is definitely not in continuity. It's its own take on Batman, and it's really cool.
Well, I've got a big one. This is Absolute Martian Manhunter number 6. So before the book got extended to 12 issues, this would have been the end of the miniseries. So this was planned to have a big bang in it, and it does, because this is the showdown between the Martian Manhunter, the green versus the white Martian. And with a book as crazy as this and abstract as this, it's not a normal fight. They are fighting with the idea of metaphors and thought, and they're going they're going giant, they're going minuscule. It's crazy, but also John Jones has a fight of his own going on in this. So this actually works really well as like a into the 6-issue story, but I'm really excited to see what's next, given that there's a little tease at the very end of what's maybe to come.
Next is Doomed 2099 number 1. This is this is a one-shot that kind of sort of ties into the One World Under Doom storyline, because Doom 2099 comes back to the present to tell Sorcerer Supreme Dr. Doom to relinquish his power immediately, or else it will have dire consequences on the future. And of course, Doom just shrugs it off. I'm not gonna do that. And so then Doom 2099 actually, that was just a message that he got, but then Doom 2099 comes to the present with a host of other time-displaced characters like Bishop, Maestro, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Rachel Summers Phoenix, Deathlock, and Old Man Logan. And the whole issue is just a fight between that group and Sorcerer Supreme Doom. Doom 2099 doesn't tell Doom what happens to the future, but we get to see it, and it's very cool. So yeah, I want more of this. I want this to be more than a one-shot, because it was awesome.
Yeah, maybe one of the best tie-ins with One World Under Doom, and it doesn't even have that banner on it. Next up, continuing with the Absolute, we have Absolute Wonder Woman number 11. This is still dealing with the Maze story, but quite a bit of forward progression happens in here, because Diana does run into someone in the maze that you'll have to read to find out, but also learns that there is a community in the maze that has built up from all the people lost in there. Someone has managed to kind of bring them together, and they've actually kind of created a life there, as they've also been trying to escape from the maze. Plus, there is something at the very end. There's something that comes together that I don't know if is there to get us to start asking a certain question, or looking towards maybe a new Absolute character. But you'll have to read it to make your own judgment about that. But if your mind doesn't immediately go where mine went, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So don't miss out on issue 11 of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Next, we have Thor number 1. This is the new series from Al Ewing and Pascal Ferry. And in this series, it begins with Thor not knowing who he is, not remembering who he is. He's living as a mortal in an apartment in New York City. He is going by the name of Sigurd Jarlsson, and he heads out one day to just find some work, because he's just a normal guy, right? And he finds some construction work, but when he learns that this work would be replacing other workers who are on strike. He and everybody else there, they leave, but of course the guy organizing all this work is not too happy, and that leads the Immortal Thor into another altercation with a little bit of a tease at the end of some larger things to come. So if you read Immortal Thor, this is Act 2 of a three-act story that Al Ewing's been building.
Well, next up we have our first of the Imperial War tie-in one-shots. This Imperial War Planet She-Hulk. And now that we know that this is going to be a series coming up, Planet She-Hulk, you could almost see this as like a teaser or an issue 0 for that. So She-Hulk has been left behind on Sakaar to kind of keep the peace there while Amadeus Cho and Bruce Banner Hulk go and deal with the stuff going on in Imperial War. And while She-Hulk is there, there is a murder that happens to another high-ranking official, and it looks like the clues of who did it lead to maybe one of this leader's 5 wives. And now She-Hulk is going to have to do some detective work and fall into some booby traps and a bunch of crazy stuff to figure out who did this murder. It's a really fun, kind of one and done story, but we see how this is going to set up for her new series that I'm very excited about.
Well, staying along those lines, we have Imperial War Black Panther. This is another one-shot tie-in, and this takes place between issues 2 and 3, a little bit after that fight between the two Hulks and Black Panther. Black Panther actually reaches out to the other factions that's involved in the Galactic War to tell them that Wakanda was not responsible for the murders of the leaders that started this whole thing in the first place. And he proposes a temporary ceasefire while they all work together to find out what's going on. But not everybody's down for that, and it leads to some more altercations. And I think this is going to continue in the upcoming Black Panther Intergalactics series coming out later this year.
Next up, we've got Justice League Unlimited number 10, and this is a jam-packed issue with a bunch of really cool story. We learn what happened in the meeting that we saw at the end of the previous issue between Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, where they said they made a mistake. What happened there? We do start getting maybe some, it feels a little tie-in with something that Red Tornado brought up in the Justice League Red book. And there is essentially like 3 major crises going on in this, and one involving the Time Trapper, one involving fire pits like on Apocalypse bursting up out of the earth and what's going on there, and something involving the parademon they've had on the Watchtower since issue 2. So all of that is going on at once, and it's all getting to kind of a critical level. So very cool. I see now some little threads leading to the DCKO, and you're not going to want to miss this issue.
And last for me, sticking along those lines as well, is Superman number 29. And in this one, Superman and the surprise character from the end of the last issue, they travel to the 31st century to check on the Legion. But when they get there, they find nothing but just devastation and desolation. We get a big battle between Superman and the Legion of Darkseid. We see more of them as well. We finally learn what happened to Booster Gold in the All-In special. There's a couple of twists and turns that you won't see coming. And yeah, just like Justice League, things are building to DCKO in October.
And lastly, for me, we have our next Universal Monsters book. This is Invisible Man. And this is cool. This is very different than the other ones we got. And that James Tynion, the writer, even talks about this at the end, that Invisible Man is not the kind of outward monster like Dracula or the Wolfman or Frankenstein's monster. This is the horror of it could be someone close to you that just under the surface of their skin is some kind of monster. And this, we get the origin of Jack Griffin, the Invisible Man, his obsession with perfecting this formula that he is testing on these rats that he has. And it's just a very less in your face horror, more unnerving and kind of building suspense. So I definitely say read this and then read the letter at the end that James Tynion has, and that really gives you the idea that they're going for with this. But it was very cool by James Tynion and the art by Danny. So don't miss on that if you have enjoyed the Universal Monsters books. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. So thank you so much for watching. Head over to Infinity Flux.
Nope,
I'm actually pointing to the store.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
right,
over there.
it's
Yeah,
right
over
here.
there. Yeah.
Or infinityflux.net right now, where you can order these books. They are live while supplies last. That way you don't have to worry about them selling out. You will already have your name on them when they release on Wednesday. Make sure to stay tuned for our longer video where we're going over these books, their variants, and much more. And let us know in the comments which of these books are you most excited to read, because there are some really cool ones this week and ones you definitely don't want to miss out on. So let us know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time,
see ya.
bye.